Welcome to the deep dive.
Hey there! Ready to jump in?
Absolutely. We take these stacks of sources, articles, research, all that good stuff, and we try to pull out the really key knowledge.
Yeah, the important bits, the stuff that makes you go, aha.
Exactly. Think of us as your shortcut. And today, this deep dive, it's specifically for you, the cash flow circle community.
That's right. We're unpacking Rich AF, The Winning Money Mindset That Will Change Your Life by Vivian Tu. And we're really thinking about you folks, the learners, the doers in the circle, all building wealth, coming from, so many different places.
Different walks of life, definitely.
So our mission today is basically extracting the insights from Rich AF that really hit home for this community.
We want to figure out who benefits most, right? What are the biggest lessons?
And maybe just as important, what questions should you be asking yourselves as you think about this stuff?
Okay, so for context, Vivian Tu, she's got quite the story, ex-Wall Street trader.
Right, who then pivoted to become this huge financial literacy voice online, Your Rich BFF.
Made her first million by 27. Which is,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, and her book's premise is, well, pretty direct. She argues the financial system, historically, it favored the rich.
Like the real secrets to building wealth investing, leverage that info was kept kind of exclusive.
Exactly. Think rich dads teaching rich sons, conversations on golf courses, those private clubs.
And if you weren't in that world often, as she puts it, male, pale, and stale,
Yeah.
you were kind of left out.
Right. And instead of learning how the system worked, the rest of us often got this other message.
The myth, yeah. Just work super hard, clock overtime, give up every little joy. Like the famous avocado toast.
And maybe you'll get rich. But her point is, that's just not cutting it for most people anymore.
The whole economic landscape has shifted. So much volatility.
Totally. She mentions 9/11, 2008, COVID. It's been a rough ride for recent generations, and she's clear. It's not your fault. Things feel kind of scary and unstable financially.
So her answer isn't just save harder. It's about breaking money taboos, talking about it.
Yeah, making it normal, understandable, even enjoyable, and learning the rules the rich play by.
Arming everyone with the info and tools for financial independence. That's her mission.
So this book, it's not about deprivation. No avocado toast shaming here.
Good.
It's more about revealing how financially successful folks think and act regarding money earnings, spending, the whole picture.
To improve your overall position, get richer, stay richer.
Right. It's about empowerment because, as she says, everyone needs to be rich AF and everyone needs a rich BFF.
And that message, I think, really lands for the cash flow circle.
Yeah.
You're smarter than you think, you're better together.
And you absolutely deserve that opportunity to be rich AF, whatever that means personally for you.
Okay, so with that setup, who in our community, the cash flow circle, really stands to gain the most from this book?
Well, based on what we've pulled, if you've ever felt like finance is some kind of exclusive club.
Yeah, like you weren't invited to the party.
Exactly. This book aims to pull back the curtain, make it less intimidating.
Also, anyone carrying shame around money, feeling overwhelmed.
Telling yourself, I suck at money, I'm just irresponsible, I'm a chronic overspender.
The book tackles those head on. Says it's often about not knowing the rules, not some personal failing.
Which fits perfectly with the cash flow circle vibe, learning, doing, taking action.
Right. And if your main plan is just work hard, save hard.
This book might challenge that, argues it's often not enough today.
It also seems really relevant for people from groups that traditional finance maybe didn't serve so well historically. Women, people of color, LGBTQ plus folks.
Yeah, the source explicitly mentions that, reflecting her own background too.
And finally, if you're looking for those aha moments, actionable strategies beyond just, cutting coupons.
And want to shift your whole mindset around money, feel more in control.
Then this book is probably for you.
Definitely sounds like it.
Yeah.
So, okay, if that resonates, let's dig into the lessons. What's the first big takeaway?
It's actually kind of surprising, given the focus on mindset. Lesson 1 is prioritize earning and know your worth.
Right. Not budgeting first, but earning. The idea is you can only save as much as you earn, but you can always earn more.
So flip the script. Focus on growing the income first.
That's the argument. Rich people focus on increasing the inflow, asking for raises, strategically job hopping for better pay.
Finding other income streams like rentals or investing, not just scrimping.
Exactly. Because more income fuels investing, and that's where time works its magic, that exponential growth. It's a bigger lever than skipping lattes.
Makes sense. And networking comes in here too.
Yeah, not just for job hunting. It's presented as something savvy people do continuously. Even just knowing colleagues in other departments, building those connections.
For potential future payoff. The book also talks about recognizing when a workplace just isn't working for you.
Uh-huh. Like if you can't advance, maybe because of nepotism or whatever, recognizing that.
And having the confidence to bounce, as the book says. Find somewhere you can grow.
Right. Find places where you can, navigate and be rewarded. And a key part of earning more is asking for that raise.
She calls it a true-up for your work. The fastest way to boost disposable income.
Yeah, no, a salary fairy is just going to hand it over. You got to ask. And it's often easier than, slashing your budget to the bare bones.
I like the pedicure principle analogy. You feel awkward asking, but your boss, they've heard it all. It's normal business for them.
Totally. And fundamentally, accepting less than your worth long term, that's not sustainable.
If the job isn't valuing you, they're not doing you a favor. You're worth more.
And part of that is knowing your worth, maybe through research, maybe just competitiveness. Asking for a raise is making a case that you deserve it.
Okay, so how do you make that case effectively?
The big tool suggested is the brag book.
A brag book, okay.
Yeah, like a folder, digital or whatever, where you actively collect proof. Client praise, thank you notes for streamlining stuff.
And crucially, numbers, right? Quantifiable results.
Absolutely. Revenue brought in, growth percentages, costs saved, hard facts. It's not ego, it's evidence for reviews or interviews.
Hard to argue with numbers.
Exactly. And if they say no to the raise, the script is basically, okay, what specific skills or accomplishments do I need to demonstrate for you to reconsider?
Turns it into a clear action plan. Smart.
And remember, compensation isn't just salary. Think equity, like RSUs or stock options.
Which can grow over time, or even just more paid time off.
Yep. Valuable to you often doesn't cost the employer much extra cash.
What about side hustles?
Covered too.
Yeah.
Key things. Low risk, low startup costs, easy to quit. Think dog walking, not leasing a car for Uber right away.
And they need to actually make money. Caution about MLMs.
Big caution there, yeah. Often about recruiting, not sales. High chance of losing money. And it has to fit your schedule.
Okay, lots to think about on the earning front. So, for the cash flow circle listening, maybe ask yourself, what does it really take to get ahead where you are?
Are you in a place where advancement is actually possible? Who should you connect with?
What have you accomplished this year? Can you put numbers on it for that brag book?
What are you asking for? Pay. Title. Perks. Have you checked Glassdoor or Fishbowl for salary benchmarks?
If you asked and got denied, what was the specific feedback? And could a small, low-risk side hustle fit into your life for a bit?
Okay, so earning is prioritized. Now, managing that money. Lesson 2. Budgeting is your recipe for freedom, not deprivation.
Challenging the budgeting is misery idea.
Totally. It's framed as a plan, a recipe to maximize your money's value while living a life you actually enjoy.
So your budget has to include things that make you happy, your non-negotiables.
Yes, otherwise you won't stick to it. A miserable budget is a useless budget.
And done right, it frees up brain space, right? Covers the basics, adapts to changes.
The book suggests people feel they suck at budgeting, often due to shame about past spending.
Damn, I spent how much on takeout?
Right. So the first step is that honest look like Marie Kondo for your bank account, but crucially without judgment at first.
Just see where it's going. Categorize it. Avoid that giant misc black hole.
And include categories for saving, debt paydown, investing, even if there's zero right now, sets the intention.
Then comes value-based spending. Not rigid rules, but aligning spending with your values.
Asking yourself, is this purchase worth the opportunity cost? What am I giving up? Avoids that buyer's remorse.
And that simple formula, price divided by your net hourly wage equals hours, worked for it.
Yeah, then ask, would I work X hours just to have this thing? Really puts it in perspective.
Helps fight lifestyle creep too. Shifts from can I afford it to is it worth the effort?
And you need to know your net income, what actually lands in your bank after taxes, deductions, everything.
The book suggests methods too. Half payment budgeting, splitting bills between paychecks.
Yeah, good if you feel broke by month end. Makes you feel more on top of things.
Or multiple checking accounts, using direct deposit to automate the budgeting.
Exactly. Money goes straight into the bills account, the fun account, the savings account. Lets the accounts do the work.
Okay, so budgeting questions for the circle. Where does your money really go? Track it honestly.
Can you categorize it? Necessities, red. Shrinkable, yellow. Wants green. What truly brings you value?
Do you know your exact net income? Which method might work? Half payment, multiple accounts.
And what are those non-negotiables that must be in your budget for it to feel sustainable and, dare I say, happy?
All right, managing the flow. Next up is building that buffer. Lesson 3. Saving is your foundation for security and dreams.
Yeah, the book uses examples like unexpected hospital bills or being able to fly parents out for a visit. Saving covers the unexpected and enables the desired.
Gives you that abundance mindset, less stress.
Exactly. And it notes rich people often aren't buying flashy stuff just to flex. They're investing in assets that generate more money. They build security.
They also understand banks, right? Your savings are a loan to the bank.
So the rich person approach is asking, what's in it for me? Leverage your value as a customer. Negotiate fees, get better rates. Don't just accept the default. Comparison shop.
And the huge point, high-yield savings accounts, HYSAs.
Critical. Pays way more interest source mentioned, 4 or 5% versus maybe 0.07% in traditional accounts. It's basically free money, easiest first step.
But be wary of crypto savings promising crazy high rates.
Definitely. Often not real interest, super risky. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
A core part of saving, the emergency fund, E-fund.
Crucial. Build this before heavy investing. Covers job loss, medical stuff, car trouble. Size is personal.
But the guideline is 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses, maybe 9 in uncertain times.
Right. Calculated based on your actual monthly spending. Buys you time if your income stops.
And keeping it separate, maybe in that HYSA, automating deposits helps keep it out of sight, out of mind.
Exactly. Then there are sinking funds.
Saving for specific near-term goals.
Yeah. Big stuff coming up in the next, say, 6 months to a year. Vacation, wedding, down payment. Give those dollars a specific job. Can use multiple savings accounts.
And related to saving money is negotiation. Again.
Yes. The message is constant. You can always ask. Negotiate prices on big things, sure, but also fees. Telecom bills, broker fees, medical bills. Ask.
The only guarantee is getting nothing if you don't try.
Simple strategy given.
Right.
Research competitor offers. Call your current provider. Be polite, confident, persistent. Ask them to match or offer perks.
It's about adopting the mindset that negotiation is an option for you.
Right. Believe there's more value to be had. It benefits your bank account and your life overall.
Okay, saving questions for everyone listening. How much is in your savings? Is it an HYSA?
Have you calculated your 3-6 month expense number? Is your E-fund there yet?
What big expenses are on the horizon? Could sinking funds help you prepare?
And what bills or upcoming purchases could you try negotiating this week? Who are the competitors offering better deals?
All right, E-fund solid. Now we can talk investing. Lesson 4. Investing is essential for long-term growth.
The book is blunt. If you ever want to retire, you have to invest. Full stop.
Putting money into assets that can grow real estate, stocks, bonds, even crypto, with caveats.
Right. All have risk. But you need that growth potential. And remember, E-fund first. Also, retirement money is usually locked up for a long time.
Time horizon is key, right?
Yeah.
Younger means more time for markets to recover, so maybe more risk.
Generally, yes. Older or shorter term goals usually means less risk tolerance. And luxury goods, not investments. Buy them because you like them.
Got it. Quick breakdown of assets mentioned. Real estate.
Oldest strategy. Home ownership builds wealth for many. Rich folks also buy rental properties for cash flow.
Stocks.
Owning little pieces of companies. Value goes up and down. Make money selling higher or via dividends.
Wow.
Loaning money to governments or companies. Lower risk than stocks, usually lower return. Good for diversification. Maybe not your whole portfolio if you're young.
Crypto.
Very volatile, unregulated mostly. The book's advice, don't put in more than you can afford to lose. Not the first place for most people's core investments.
Okay. To do this, you need a brokerage account.
Yep, a platform to buy and sell. Many are zero commission now. Find one whose tools and interface work for you. No single best.
And the really powerful tools. Tax-advantaged retirement accounts.
Huge advantage. Save on taxes. Money grows sheltered from annual taxes.
Like employer plans, 401ks, 403bs. Pre-tax contributions lower your current tax bill.
Locked till 59.5 usually. Annual limits. But the absolute key, employer match.
Free money.
Seriously, if they match your contributions up to, say, 6% of your salary, you have to contribute that 6% to get the full match. It's a 100% instant return. Don't leave it on the table.
Then there are IRAs, individual retirement accounts. You open these yourself.
Lower limits than 401k, same age restrictions usually. 2 main types, Roth IRA.
Pay taxes now, contributions grow tax-free, qualified withdrawals in retirement are tax-free, income limits apply.
And traditional IRA. Contributions might be tax-deductible now, pay taxes later on withdrawals.
Investment choices inside these accounts.
Employer plans are usually limited options. Mutual funds, index funds, IRAs, and regular brokerages offer way more choice.
For getting started, the book likes index funds. Tracking the whole market like the S&P 500.
Yeah, generally a good long-term, diversified, beginner-friendly approach. Available as mutual funds or ETFs.
And don't panic during market dips. Corrections are normal.
Scary, but normal and healthy long-term. Keep your eye on the long game. That NerdWallet study mentioned shows the power of just staying invested over decades.
Investing questions then. eFund Solid.
Yeah.
What's your employer plan? Getting the full match.
Roth or traditional IRA, which makes sense for you. What's your time horizon? Risk tolerance.
Have you actually chosen investments within your accounts? Index funds, target date funds. Are your dollars invested or sitting in cash?
Okay, moving on to debt. Lesson 5. Debt is a tool. Understand how to use it.
Not automatically evil. Not bad for having it.
Nope. It's a tool. Like a shovel. Can help you get things faster, like a mortgage for a house. Rich people use it as leverage. Think monopoly mortgaging properties to buy more.
But getting it under control often requires seeing progress.
Yeah, mindset matters. 2 main paydown methods discussed. Snowball.
Pay off smallest balance first for psychological wins.
Right, and avalanche.
Pay off highest interest rate first to save the most money overall.
Exactly. The source leans towards avalanche as mathematically optimal, fastest way, least interest paid.
Debt checking questions. What debts do you have? Balances. Interest rates.
Which method appeals more, snowball boost or avalanche efficiency? Have you budgeted extra for debt paydown?
All right, complexity and help. Lesson 6. Navigate taxes and build your team.
Taxes are complex, yeah, but basics are key. Paycheck deductions, file a return.
Freelancers, commission earners need extra care. Income varies.
Right. Estimated taxes can be tricky. The hack suggested dedicated HYSA for taxes. Put 30-40% of each payment in. Pay quarterly from there. Earns interest, covers the bill.
And don't pay to file taxes if your income is below the limit for free filing. Use legit free resources.
Then building your team. Rich people hire experts, bookkeepers, accountants, financial advisors.
For most folks, a certified financial planner, CFP, is a good standard, but pricey.
Often, yes. So robo-advisors are mentioned as a more accessible option, especially starting out.
Automated platforms manage investments based on your profile, much lower fees than human advisors. Source suggests maybe waiting till 7-figure net worth for a human CFP.
Tax and team questions. Understand your basic tax situation. Setting aside tax money if freelance. Paying unnecessarily to file. Need expert help. Robo or human advisor more appropriate now.
Okay, aiming for the end game. Lesson 7. Define your financial freedom. The FU number.
Yeah, kind of a reframe of FIRE, financial independence, retire early, which can sometimes feel intense or shame-inducing.
FU number is Vivian Tu's term, the amount invested where the returns cover your annual spending.
Exactly. Meaning you're not tied to a job you don't want. Freedom.
I mean, never work, but freedom to choose.
Yeah.
Do passion projects, lower paying, fulfilling work.
Right. Like the social work example,
Yeah.
the formula. FU number, annual spending conservative rate of return.
So $100 case spending, 4% return, $2.5 million FU number.
Be conservative in estimates. High ball expenses, low ball returns. And revisit the number periodically. Life changes.
Even after hitting it, you might still work or hustle for fun money.
FU number questions. What's your required annual spending for the life you want? What's a conservative return rate? What's your FU number estimate?
What does life look like at that number? How often will you reassess it?
Last big lesson, hitting the deep stuff. Lesson 8, challenge limiting money beliefs from childhood.
Oof. Yeah, family stuff shapes a lot. Hoarding, shame, impressing people, feeling powerless.
The book tackles these. Wealth is not made to be hoarded. Understandable if parents feared loss, but idle cash loses to inflation.
Spending isn't inherently evil. Challenge the constant frugality messages. You earn money to live. Spend efficiently on your joys, those non-negotiables.
You don't need to impress anyone. Challenge spending to look good. Use rich person thinking value, not just appearances. Re-examine old lessons about status.
You are not powerless. Parent struggles might teach helplessness, but you control your actions now. You can negotiate, budget, invest.
Mindset questions. What money messages did you get growing up? Tendency to hoard. Feel spending shame. Spend to impress. Feel powerless. How can you actively challenge these beliefs now?
Wow, okay. That's a lot to unpack from Rich AF, bringing it back to the cash flow circle.
It's clear the book offers this layered approach, right? Earning, smart spending, saving, investing, debt, taxes, team, freedom number, and that crucial mindset piece.
And different parts will resonate differently depending where each person is right now.
Exactly. Use those questions we scattered throughout as your personal guide. Which sections speak to you most urgently? Where do you need to focus first?
And remember that core idea. Rich people talk about money. They share knowledge.
The cash flow circle is that community for you. Talk about these things. Share what you're learning, your challenges, your wins. That community is part of your team.
So the big takeaway from this deep dive, building wealth today, is more than just working hard. It's active learning, talking money, earning more, strategic management, investing wisely, and tackling those limiting beliefs head on.
It's about taking control and defining what rich AF actually means for your life.
Okay, final thought to leave everyone mulling over, especially within the cash flow circle. If the book's right that financial secrets used to be passed down in exclusive circles, how can you, by being active in the cash flow circle, help democratize that knowledge? How can you leverage this community to support each other, share what you learn, and collectively rewrite what's possible financially for everyone involved?